Hello, I'm Senta Rose, and today I'm going to go over my goal setting and how I'm tracking the achievement of my goals for 2026. And I'm using Just Scribbles planners. I have two different planners that I'm using, and I'm going to go over how I'm using them and how I'm setting and tracking the achievement of my goals. So if you're interested in that, stick around. I'm going to just take a moment and say my name a little bit more clearly and slowly. Senta. My last name is Rose, and I am an author who's not yet published. I have the intention to publish in 2026. I'll be talking about that in a minute. I have another channel that is a spiritually oriented channel called Blooming Life Guide, and I encourage you to follow the link in the description to this video to go join that channel so that you can talk with me or be in community with me about spirituality, about how to be a light worker, and how to heal from trauma using spiritual approaches. That channel is pretty quiet, but in 2026, it's going to get a lot busier. My goal is to have at least 2 videos out a month, and then I have a Substack that will have the similar content on the Substack if people prefer to get an audio only version of the content or a written version of the content. But this channel is my personal channel. So I talk about personal things over here. I have 5 goals for 2026. And in order to achieve these goals, I need to actively be doing something every single week toward those goals. Some of the goals I'd like to do every single day. The only way I can measure whether I'm actively working toward the goals is to use tracking. Now, not everybody likes tracking. It's what works for me. There's something about seeing an increase in the numbers or noticing that the numbers are going down and being able to pivot and figure out what the cause of that is and getting the numbers back up again that really works for the nerd in me. So I'm primarily using the Just Scribbles plans. This is the weekly duo. It's almost impossible for you to see because of the lighting. It says weekly duo here. I think it might have it doesn't have it more clear in the back, in the middle, or on the back. I apologize. I love Just Scribbles weekly duo. It is two of the same weeks throughout, and a lot of notes pages in the back, but also a lot of goal oriented and goal tracking pages. And so, not showing you literally everything in here because I'm going to do a separate video about how I'm using the weekly duo and also the horizontal 2-book horizontal daily, weekly and daily, how I'm using that for my financial stuff. That's going to be in a separate video. For this one, I have my goals set up at the beginning. The annual goals. This is how I've done it. I've got lots of color on the page. This is a functional planner. It's not a decorative planner. So it doesn't matter to me if I happen to have written on it in such a way that the ink smeared a little bit. It doesn't bother me. I can read it. That's what matters. I have 3 of my goals on the goal pages because I want to leave room for me to give an update in the half of the year and at the end of the year for the first goal. And then here is a goal that is simple, doesn't need an explanation. And I'm doing a half of year and end of the year for that one. And then we have the last goal that I'm doing a half year and end of year. So what are the goals, in case you're interested? The first one is to finally get one of the many books that I've been working on published. Another one is for me to put out more content that is teaching and tells people more about the spiritual work that I can do with people if they want to come and work with me. So it's mostly teaching, but it's also marketing my business. And the third goal that's on the goal pages is increasing my savings. And again, I'm doing a whole separate video and how I'm using this specifically for my finances. Each quarter, and the weekly duo is the whole year in one book. Each quarter has a 2-page spread for quarter goals. I'm doing those annual goals up front. And then I have 2 goals that I am recording my progress on in these boxes. So I have the goals, and then I have a place for the progress. And I'll just show that a little closer because the stickers are cute. Those are from Hand Can Plan. They're the smallest set she makes for annual holiday or seasonal stickers. The first one is to do 10 habits that are holistic and wellness oriented. And I am particularly focused on exercise and healing habits, healing my own trauma, healing my own chronic health issues. And I'm going to make a note at the end of each month how I'm doing. The second one is about getting through classes that I have paid for and have not done. And the goal is to write how I'm doing each month in these boxes to achieve those. It doesn't mean it's the only things I'm working on. I have tons of things that I'm working on improving. And I want to increase income. I want to be more productive. I want to do so many things this year. I have a long list of habits. This is January. This is February. This is a long list of habits. You will see lots of whiteout on my pages because, again, not only am I a functional planner, but I am also neurodiverse and I have dyslexia, but also some of this is that I just simply changed my mind and I whited things out because of, I changed my mind about it. One of the things I did was I changed how I do my statistics. This page is designed to be like a task you do once a week and then tasks you do every day. And you're putting in tiny little X's in all these different spots. It's kind of hard to see because, frankly, I have covered up a lot of it with color. And I'm looking ahead at the end of the year, and I also used a lot of color at the end of the year. Maybe October might show a little better. You can see the numbers underneath there. What I'm doing is instead of marking off each day, I'm recording on here how many times I did something in each of the weeks. And then I leave myself extra space for the total. And I didn't fill out the whole year because what if I, throughout the course of the year, change my mind about what it is that I want to track? So I only did the first quarter. And when we get into the second quarter, if I want to change it again, I can change it again. Each week has 2 pages. It has the dashboard for the week, which is a stacked weekly, and then a column, and another column, and then this is like a notes area that I'm using it to do some tracking in. There are 2 boxes down below for tracking, as well as 2 boxes on top. They could be used for just a list of things. In my case, I'm actually tracking inside of them. This is a productivity and a health symptoms tracker is what's here. I actually kind of messed up the first week, so I'm going to skip to the second week. It's not quite so messed up. So it shows all the different things that I'm tracking on this page. And then down here, and I think I might have this reversed on the video and see if I can get that changed over. I'm not sure that I can. I'm sorry. I think it's still going to show backwards on your screen, but this is a list of things that I want to do that are for my business for the most part, or office related things. When I used to commute to work, one of the things that I did at my job was clean my desk. So I just went ahead and listed a typical work task here. Then I have a lot of check marks here for things that I want to be doing. And up at the top, this is the section for streaks. How many days in a row have I done these things? How many weeks have I done them? And over here, how many times this week? I write the dates that I did each of these things next to it. And these are symbols because I know what they mean, but I can go over them with you. Exercise, journaling, reading fiction, reading nonfiction, learning about different healing techniques, doing my own spiritual practice, learning as in those classes that I paid for, writing the books that I want to publish or working on those books, if it's editing the books or whatever, I'm formatting the books, whatever I'm doing. And then impact is like teaching, putting out teaching material. And then I have a spending related thing, like, did I do any discretionary spending this week? And I'm recording this all on here. I'm recording these activities down here in this checklist and over here. And this is going to be related to food. What food do I have in the house that needs to be ate up? And this is my weekly overview. I also use this as a to-do list right here. And frankly, I don't usually have a lot of things in my to-do list because if I do the other stuff, I'm moving everything ahead. The to-do list is like nitty-gritty details kinds of stuff. And at the end of the week, I take all of this information from this 2-page spread, and it tells me everything I need to fill out the different this long list is the same. This is March's list. This is December's. I just added December in here, and I just wrote this all in myself. How many times did I do each of these activities each week? And then it has a space for me to write the total here. And as I go through and write down how many times I did these activities, it helps me to see where do I need to do more? Where am I slacking? It's easier for me to tell when I see the numbers. Seeing a bunch of X's on the page didn't translate to any actionable summary for me. It didn't help me write my review on my progress. I would have to stop and count the number of X's and it doesn't make any sense to count them because they're already in the weekly. They're already on the weekly page right here. Primarily all on this page, every single one of them. It enables me to take this information and put it in one place where I can see across the board everything. And all I did was buy the stickers for the week. I happened to buy these from Orange Umbrella, but there's a lot of other sticker companies that have them, and I have it for the whole year. I've already put them in place for the whole year. So if you go to the last part of the book, I already kind of showed you that a little bit, but here's December. And there's 53 weeks, by the way, in 2026. So I had to write in the sticker didn't come with 53, but I have it for every week for the whole thing. And I just drew columns, and all I'm having is just one number down here. It again, it's functional. It's perfect for me. The second thing that I'm doing to track things with is on what Just Scribbles calls the project pages. And on the project pages, I am writing the number of clients that I saw each day. I have some zeros in here for days off. And I'm writing in the number of clients that I saw because I'm hoping to increase the number of clients that I saw. I'd like to see it across the board. But over here, I'm writing what I published. All of the YouTube videos or Substack videos that I publish are going to be written in here. And if I happen to publish more than I need, I've already designated a page in the notes section to continue. So it says continued on page 90. So back in the back here, on page 90, I have the quarter one recap page, and that's where I will write any more that I happen to do, because I don't use this book for my quarterly reviews. I have a different memory keeper that I use. This is not a memory keeper. This is a workbook that is meant to be functional. I have stickers in it because I like a little bit of stickers. So at the end of each month, I review how I'm doing on all of my goals, my 5 main goals. And at the end of each week, I record the numbers, the metrics of how I'm using my time. Each day, I'm writing the streaks. How many days in a row have I exercised? How many days in a row have I read? How many days in a row have I done my journaling or my spiritual practice and so forth? How many weeks have I done that in a row? Those streaks are really helpful because I don't want to zero out. I've gotten it up to like 110 or something like that of reading. I wouldn't want to miss reading for a day of the week, because at least once a week I need to read so I can keep my streak going. The same with exercise, the same with all the other things. That helps me move forward with my goals, and it kind of gamifies it. And then I've incorporated like earning a spending allowance based on the things that I did. And that information will be in the financial video that I'm going to put out later. So that's how I use my Just Scribbles to help me with my goal setting and tracking to see how I'm doing. I primarily am using the weekly duo. I do have a second one that just lets me keep better notes, like more detailed notes about what I'm doing each day, because it has a daily page. But that's more of a journaling, how I did that day or what I'm working on. This is the power horse, the weekly duo. And I could live with just the weekly duo. In 27, I might just get the weekly duo because everything I need is covered in this book. Just Scribbles. I'm not an affiliate for Just Scribbles. I bought this with my own money, and I think every penny was well worth it. The paper is really different. It's aerofol paper, and some of my pens smear on the page, and I just, it's functional. It doesn't matter if some of my pens smear. I'm not a fountain pen user. Probably that wouldn't smear, but some of my gel pens do, and I just don't, it doesn't bother me. It might bother some others, so get some aerofol paper and test it out before you switch to a different planner that all year long you're using that paper. This works for me. I'm very happy with it. So I look forward to hearing your comments down below. Thank you. Bye-bye.